Hello friends, in previous lecture we have studied about sequential compactness and Bolzano-Weierstrass property of metric space. A metric space is said to be sequentially compact if every sequence of points in X has convergent subsequence, and a metric space XD is said to have Bolzano-Weierstrass property if every infinite subset A of X has limit point in X. And we proved that a metric space is XD is sequentially compact if and only if it has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Today we will prove the relation between compact metric space and Bolzano-Weierstrass property. So every compact metric space has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Okay. So theorem. Every compact metric space has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. So for this we will take some metric space which is compact. So let XD be compact metric space. What is your aim? XD has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Abbreviation for Bolzano-Weierstrass property. On contrary, suppose XD has no Bolzano-Weierstrass property. On contrary, suppose XD has no Bolzano-Weierstrass property. No Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Then there exists infinite subset of X which has no limit point in X. Okay. Implies there exists infinite subset A of X such that A has no limit point. A has no limit point. So we will assume that implies every X belonging to X is not limit point. Okay. So let X belongs to X. Let X belongs to X. Then X is not limit point. X is not limit point of A. As X is not limit point of A, what this implies is there exists Rx greater than 0 such that open sphere about SRX doesn't contain any point of A other than X. Therefore, SRX intersection A is equal to phi if X doesn't belongs to A and it is just singleton X if X belongs to A, right? So this is according to definition of limit point. X is not limit point of A, so we are getting this step. So we will give one for it. Now if you take collection, Now SRX is open sphere and open side in X for every X belongs to X. Implies your C is equal to correction of SRX X field is in A, X is open covering of X. Open covering of X. Now since X is compact matrix space, therefore X has finite subcover from C. Now since X is compact matrix space, therefore X has finite subcover from C. Let C1 is equal to SR X1 X1 SR X2 X2 and so on SR Xn be finite subcover of X, be finite subcover of X from C. Then union of, that is union of SR Xi I equal to 1 to n is equal to X. Now if I take intersection of this, therefore union of SR Xi I equal to 1 to n intersection A is equal to X intersection A. Right, taking intersection on both sides from A by using distributive law, this will become SR Xi intersection A, their union I equal to 1 to n by distributive law is equal to A by distributive law. We are getting this, but by 1 if these Xi's are from A, therefore this implies A is contained in X1 X2 up to Xn. It is exactly equal to, by 1 that is A is finite subset, that is A is finite subset of A. This is contradiction to A is infinite subset of A. This is contradiction to A is infinite subset of A. Subset of X. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. What we assume? X is not compact is wrong. Therefore, X must be compact. X must be compact matrix space. X must be compact matrix space. Is it clear? Actually, it may happen that S or Xi intersection this. This becomes either phi or empty set, means A is subset or equal to this, okay, from 1. So, we proved every compact metric space has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Sorry, therefore X has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Right. Now, we will take corollary. A compact metric space is sequentially compact. A compact metric space is sequentially compact. So, let XD be compact metric space. Compact metric space. What this implies is, by previous theorem, XD has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Therefore, XD has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. 1. We know metric space XD is sequentially compact if and only it has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. This is if and only if condition. So, from 1 and 2, what will get? XD is sequentially compact. So, thus every compact metric space is sequentially compact. Every compact metric space is sequentially compact. Right. Now, we'll take next important theorem, that what is the relation between compact metric space and closeness, boundary, etc. A compact subset of metric space is closed and bounded. A compact subset of metric space is closed and bounded. So, let A be compact subset of metric space XD. Let A be compact subset of metric space XD. We have to show that it is closed and bounded. Claim A is closed and bounded. Case 1, if A is finite set is always closed and bounded. Case 1, if A is finite set, then it is closed and bounded. Closed and bounded. Case 2, suppose A is infinite set. Suppose A is infinite subset. Infinite set in X. Then we have to show that it is closed and bounded. Okay. So for closeness of A, we have to show A closure is equal to A. A closure is equal to A. So let X belongs to A closure. Then we have to show that it must be element of A. So let X belongs to A closure. That is, X is limit point of A. Then there exists sequence xn of points in A, such that limit n tends to infinity of xn is equal to x. Say 1. Now since XD is compact metric space, since A is compact, A is compact metric space and hence sequential compact subset, and hence sequential compact, therefore Xn has convergent subsequence. Therefore Xn has convergent subsequence, say Xnk. Then limit k tends to infinity of Xnk must be equal to x by 1 belongs to A. Xn has convergent subsequence. This lies in X. This lies in X. But why it lies in A? Because Xn has convergent subsequence. Any convergent subsequence of convergent sequence converges to same point. Okay. So by 1 we are getting this. Since any convergent subsequence or any subsequence of convergent subsequence converges to limit of sequence. This is the result. So we are getting this. This implies X belongs to A for every X belongs to A closure, and therefore A closure is subset of A. This implies A must be equal to A since A is subset of A closure always. This implies A is closed. A is closed. See, this is 2. This is 2. Now to show A is bounded. Now to show A is bounded. A is bounded. So if you assume that, suppose A is not bounded. On contrary, suppose A is unbounded. On contrary, suppose A is unbounded. Then there exists x1 x2 belongs to A such that d of x1 x2 greater than 1. Greater than 1. Choose x3 belongs to A such that d of x1 x3 greater than 1. Okay. 1 plus d of x1 x2. Continuing thus, and so on. In this way, if we go on selecting points, what this implies is, thus for every n, we can choose xn such that, thus for every n, for each n belongs to n, there exists xn belongs to A such that d of x1 xn, d of x1 xn is greater than 1 plus d of x1 xn minus 1. For each n, we are getting this. Okay. This implies d of x1 xm, what will get? D of x1 xm is greater than 1 plus d of x1 xn for every n greater than m. For every n greater than, m greater than n. This implies mod of d of x1 xm minus d of x1 xn is greater than 1 for every mn. belongs to n, for every mn belongs to n. Now, d of xn xm is greater than equal to d of x1 xm minus d of x1 xn is greater than 1 for every mn belongs to n. Implies d of x1 xn xm is greater than 1 for every mn belongs to n. This implies xn is not Cauchy sequence. Xn is not Cauchy sequence, or xn has, for all mn we are getting this, implies xn has no convergent subsequence. Xn has no convergent subsequence. Implies A is not sequentially compact. Implies A is not sequentially compact, which is contradiction. Which is contradiction. To therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, our assumption, this is our assumption. Assumption star is wrong. This implies A is bounded. A is bounded. From 2 and 3 result hold. From 2 and 3 result hold. Or result is proved. So every compact metric space, compact subset of any metric space is closed and bounded. This result we have proved. Okay. So with this discussion, we'll stop our today's sections, today's lecture here. Thanks for listening lecture carefully. Bye bye.